We started our journey with the Hotmail, the first email ID, and thereafter we switched to the Yahoo, and then with the Rediff, and then we come to the, suddenly you can see Gmail is the massive users we have, and we started configuring our mobile phone with that Gmail also. So we are the user of cloud. It is not that today's discussion, but we have been using cloud since long. And when we're talking about cyber per se today, the cyber is also converted into the cloud part. That is an internet which we are using. I also request my audience to making this session interactive rather than PPT driven, right? You will use the chat box, or you can give the reaction also. You can always give the reaction, like there are reaction when I say something like this. If you think, you have to raise thumbs up for anything or clap or anything. So I need your reaction, something like that. So I can understand it is well communicated to you all. At times there is a gap in, what I'm saying, whether you're getting that point or not. So if I get your thumbs up, if I get your points in the chat box, would be great. I appreciate that. So this is how we are going to make it very interactive. Talking about the cyber vulnerabilities, right? What are the current threats? What are the current threats? Any idea? We can use the chat box. Can I get a quick reply? The threats which we can see nowadays, especially after pandemic, that is post pandemic, we can see a lot of threats known to you all from the computer science field. This is what told to me, that you all from this field. So the threats which we can see all around, it's known to us. Can I get some quick reply? The threats and the vulnerabilities in today's cyberspace. The threats which we can see very much apparent in today's cyber world. I can't see any messages. Have you posted your answers in the chat box? You can.
Yes, ma'am. There are many replies in your chat box, ma'am.
I can't see because have you done any kind of a restriction or what in the chat also? That is only.
No, ma'am. There is no restriction from our side.
Okay.
We can see like people have posted spam, phishing, online transaction, hacking websites.
All right.
Ma'am, kindly make Surbhi ma'am to as a co-host. That's so we can directly message. We can able to.
Right now I can see. Now I can see threats can be a problem issue that organization. Khan sir, you have messaged this. In fact, you can, because I have missed a lot of messages or the chat which you have sent to me because I was not the presenter at that time. So I missed a lot of messages of everyone. So if you can switch on and can say phishing is one, right? App has become a new threat to our system, to our mobile phones. If I'm not wrong, you can, if I'm audible to you all. Every now and day, every day I get one call to consult, ma'am, there is some issue. There is some, somebody is sniffing my mobile phone. Somebody has actually hacked my mobile phone data. Somebody has actually recorded my screen. Something has happened to this, something happened to that. Madam, I really don't know. My phone is getting switched off, switched on suddenly, and this and that is happening. कोई मेरे फोन में इंट्रूडर तो नहीं आ गया, कोई मेरे फोन में spy तो नहीं आ गया है. So we giving space to the spy also. The another threats which is coming up nowadays, because phishing, DDoS attack, the ransomware attack, which is very famous, the malware attack, which we called as ransomware attack, is very famous, and nobody is paying from the cash amount here or from your credit card and debit card, but they ask for the bitcoins. So whenever there is a ransomware attack, the bitcoins is equally involved, right? All your file encrypted, and they ask for a money to decrypt that. Am I right? So those kind of a threats which is booming, right? The ransomware attack, the app driven attack which is coming up, right? Botnet attacks which we are facing, zero-day attack. I'm sure many of you must have heard about zero-day attack. Avi, you can use the reaction so that I can see whatever I'm saying is you getting that point. That zero-day attack. Yes, Siddharthji. So 0-day attack is coming. Microsoft suddenly announced there is a 0-day attack. Google is announcing there is a 0-day attack. There are a lot of vulnerabilities which is coming from the. How many of are using Microsoft Windows? Everyone, right? So we are using Microsoft product, that is Windows operating system, and then we are using Microsoft Office also. So whenever there is a 0-day attack and when you get trapped with that 0-day attack, what happens is that vulnerability is actually getting into your system with the platform or with the Office also. So they actually misuse your files. So many things are coming into. How many of you are aware that Google Chrome attack, right? So we're using Google Chrome as a browser, and there is a 0-day attack on the Google Chrome also. So vulnerability is everywhere. And when you see whether it is a Microsoft, whether it is when you are using any Edge, Microsoft browser, operating system, Windows, Office, right? Or a Google Chrome or a Drive also. We use Google Drive, and we extensively use Google Drive also. And there was a patch in Google Drive, which we as a researcher also identified that there is some issue with the Google Drive, and later on it was fixed. So I will demonstrate that Google Drive issue also, that is a vulnerability. And when I say Microsoft, Google, this and that, right, the vulnerability which is coming, a 0-day attack and all, and subsequently after the research work, they fix it, those attack also. So generally I say to my audience that never go for a first day first show. So that first day first show is like something you watching a movie on the very first day, and that is what is 0-day attacks. So never go for that first day first show, because if you're not going for that, you can escape yourself from such kind of a 0-day attack, because whenever something is launching, there is another community who can hit and try and identify where are the vulnerabilities. So they identify the vulnerabilities, that is the patches, and you can escape yourself and become a victim. You will not be a part of that victim if you just avoid that 0-day, that is first day first show. After a certain time you start using those products, but initially weak, and so stop using that product when whatever is launched. Another is we are extensively using apps these days. Every now and then we can see that there are a lot of apps are coming into the picture. And if you just do a Google search, a quick Google search, our ministry, that is MHA, has launched one app that is called Cyber Dost, right? They have launched one app called as Cyber Dost. If you just quickly Google search the Cyber Dost, or maybe in your mobile phone, if you can just in the App Store, you can write Cyber Dost. See how many Cyber Dost app signs are coming, the application signs apps are coming. Are we doing? Can I get some quick reply? Yes, no? I request my audience to make it little interactive. Whatever I'm saying, if you're doing, I need a quick reply. Yes, yes, yes. If not, no, no, no. Or either you can use the symbol sign also. Wonderful, Anita ji. Subhash ji, thank you so much for your response. Shivam ji, yes. So have you searched that Cyber Dost, right? An app which is launched long back, was launched by MHA, I4C. That is Indian Cyber Coordination Center, Ministry of Home Affairs, and they launched this Cyber Dost app, right? And what they do is basically they post whatever the the awareness things. If any upcoming threats are there, or if any crime related to that, they keep on posting to make the citizen aware that please be aware of such kind of a threats. And they also send a lot of awareness messages also to keep inform all the citizen of India that this is what is going and how you remain cyber safe if you follow that Cyber Dost also. So I always say, if you have one friend in your life in today's cyber world, that is the Cyber Dost is very important. But if you have searched that Cyber Dost also, how many apps you have seen in the mobile Play Store? You may see there are a lot of, Cyber Dost app is coming, and which one is the genuine, right? Which one is the genuine is a question. That if the people is naive, they're not aware, and they can download some other app. If they download some other app, probably they may get entrapped into other activities also. Likewise, we have so many apps these days are coming up, and we really don't know that which app is genuine and which app can be misused against us. So this is another kind of a threat which is coming up. Recently, I also encountered one different kind of a threat, though it is, if you hear the story, it's something, right, something which is very unusual also. So I received 3-4 calls. I receive, yes, HTTPS, that's the banner. So I received one call from Banaras and one call, last week from Delhi. And both the cases are very much similar. This is another vulnerability. And what is that case is all about is, one guy who is a general manager in a private company, I will not reveal that. And he said, madam, one day what happened? Somebody has given me a call on WhatsApp, right? So that is a WhatsApp call which the person has received. Hello. Hello. Am I audible? Hello.
Yes, ma'am, you're audible, ma'am.
So what happened is this gentleman has received a call on WhatsApp. We have this WhatsApp calling. Up Hindi English, are you comfortable with Hindi English? Everyone, can I get some quick reply? Yes or thumbs up? Yeah, wonderful. So he received a call on a WhatsApp. तो उनको WhatsApp पे एक वीडियो कॉल आती है और वो वीडियो कॉल एक अननोन नंबर से होती है और वो अटेंड भी कर लेते हैं. Right? The first is the chat. The first chat is like, on the WhatsApp is, I am so and so, your friend, and the name is picked up from the Facebook. वो नाम उनका, the name was picked up from the Facebook. And the lady has texted that I'm so and so, right? Preeti Sharma is my name. I'm your college friend. How are you? It's been a long time. So the gentleman was like, Preeti Sharma was my college friend. And he replied also that, hi, how are you? I am now in this company. You are where? So those kind of a exchange of text happened. And after 5 minutes, probably towards a little evening, the gentleman has received a call, the video call. The video call was, the video call was going on. Initially, the other side, the other side, there is slightly, hazy picture was coming. But then she started talking to that gentleman, where are you? And this and that, it's been a long time. And suddenly her face was appeared and he was like, are you a Preeti Sharma? I really don't know who are you. I think there is some, because your face does not resemble the one which is with my friend Preeti Sharma of the college. I think there is some communication gap. I think there is some issue. There was an issue. There's no doubt that Preeti Sharma is not the original Preeti Sharma, but there is someone else, right? So whatever that 30-60 seconds of time, the video was captured, and then later on the video was actually changed. They actually defamed the video with some other things, and then they started asking for, if you will not, this is the video, they have shared the video, changing the video, making it a little bit very different. So they changed the video with all using Adobe and all this, and then the video was shared with him and saying, if you will not pay this much of money, I will make this video, public to all the people on the hierarchy. They have taken the name of vice president, the president, and this and that. This is the hierarchy of your president, vice president, and so and so. And I'll pass on this video to this people, and I have the number also. So he was scared and he was like, what to do? I mean, this girl has called me on the video call, or mera video bhi capture kar liya, and she has actually defamed that video with all whatever she can do, and that she is not the she actually, right? And later on she's asking for a huge money, 3 lakhs rupees, otherwise I'll make it public, and you'll be sacked from the office also. So then he rang me and he was like, madam, this is what has happened. Maybe she has gone through my Facebook profile, and from the profile she has understood that who all my friend, and one of the friends, she has become one of the friend, and after that friend, taking the name and images, initial image of that friend image, she has texted me. She has texted me on the Facebook Messenger and asking for my number, and I have given my number, and thereafter we one exchange of message happened on the WhatsApp, and thereafter there's a video call, and the video call was captured, and she has actually edited the whole video and making it very something I can't say, but not the pornography, but actually defame sort of things. And Later on, she was threatening me that she will pass on this to my whole the hierarchy. And the messages pass on to the junior also. So the junior also rang me and, in confidence with that officer, madam, this is what happening with my sir, and she has passed on this video we have received, and it is very vulnerable. It will ruin the image of my GM. So I said, don't worry. I mean, what you can do is best is you can block that, since you have already done the mistake. And the mistake is that aapne apne Facebook pe, in your Facebook account, you have given your number, and after the number also you have exchanged your personal number on the messenger, and from the messenger you land up with the WhatsApp. And again, in the WhatsApp, generally we do not take any unknowing video calls or anything. We limit it to the voice call only, but you have that video call conversation. So you have done not only one mistake, but you have done 2-3 mistakes subsequently. And now the video has been captured, you being threatened. Why you are threatened? If you are not wrong, you just block that person, right? You block that person and immediately inform the cyber cell in your area that this is what has happened. At least it should be posted on the public portal that this is the current threat which is going on, so nobody can entrap. So that is the whole story. Then I connected with the UP cyber cell, and the case was also registered there. Nevertheless, the purpose is somewhere in this vulnerability, we human are playing the major role. This is the one, that is the one part that we human is playing the major role, that the first error in any vulnerability of the cyber is the human error, right? And I'm sure in the COVID time, you might have heard about that a lot of Facebook account was hacked, and there are so many people are misrepresenting the Facebook account also, masquerading that they are so and so, and the profile was taken, and then they are asking for a money. So those things was very popular, and subsequently, it was a 1 case, 2 case, 3 case, and it has become very public, and the awareness has gone up now that we should lock our Facebook profile. But initially when we started, nobody was actually locking the profile. They have their email ID, they have their phone books and every phone number and everything on the Facebook, which was misused. This is the vulnerability. So we have to understand where is the vulnerability. Now in that vulnerability that Facebook and WhatsApp integrated, that vulnerability from Facebook has gone to the WhatsApp. And after a week, I got the same case as a consultant to one of the guy in Delhi also. He also faced the same sort of things, that somebody from the public domain has picked up his number, and he is again a manager of an hotel industry. Somebody from the public domain picked up the number, and from that number, from the profile and everywhere, because we have a lot of digital footprints. If you go on the website, you may find email IDs available, right? Your phone number is available. The universities are having their own this faculty profile, their email ID and phone number. So everywhere we may find a lot of digital footprints are available. If you today Google search yourself, right, in images, in news, or as all, you may find a lot of digital footprints of yours. So the lot of digital footprints are available, and in that digital footprints, they actually look for your email ID, your profile, your phone number, and if your phone number is also public, they hit and try with your WhatsApp, right? And in that WhatsApp, at times they send you a link that is a phishing, somebody has sent it, right? Or SMS, or probably they have started doing a video call. Your video call can be captured, then tampered, changed, and then they give you a threaten that it is going to be a public, it will ruin your image, and so on. 1 minute. So I'm really sorry, there are a lot of calls in between and there's an inconvenience. So that is what is happening subsequently, that from your digital footprints, the digital footprint who has created, so my point is, if I search today myself, there are a lot of digital footprints. So again, another vulnerability is the digital footprint, which I have created as a human. Nobody has created for me, right? At times I have created, at times it is an institution, at times I have given my information and somebody else has created. So digital footprint is another vulnerability which is actually connected with a lot of threats, which is you can see very much popular these days, whether it is a WhatsApp calling to any SMS phishing link or any XYZ which is happening, maybe because the digital footprint I have created. And you will never ever erase your digital footprints. Once it is on the browser, once it is on the public domain, will remain forever. It will remain forever. So that is the vulnerability I have created in my own. So the human error again. So in today's discussion, if we're talking about the vulnerabilities, right, most of the time the vulnerability is created by us only, because we are using digital device, we are using a lot of digital things and putting a lot of data on the public domain, and from here and there the lot of vulnerabilities which we are creating for your own self, you're creating a lot of vulnerabilities. That is the first point, right? We're talking about the vulnerability. Phishing is again linked to that they suddenly start sending you an email with the link or SMS which you're getting, or a WhatsApp. On the WhatsApp you're getting a link. Why? Because they get my email ID, they get my some public information, and from there they can send me those things, and many people get entrapped. Another is the mobile phones, the phones which we get it, right? The phone which we get it, right? The phone calls which we get. On the calls, there are a lot of fraudulence related to the financial frauds which is going on, right? And they do the profiling. They do the profiling that who is the most vulnerable category, who's the most vulnerable category. So the vulnerable category, they do the profiling also, whether it is an adult whom we make a fool with this calling, right? Where is the vulnerable category? Whether it is the teenagers, right, is the vulnerable category for the cyberbullying. So they also do a lot of profiling, right? They do a lot of research before proceed, and then they make a calls. And if it is 1% is cracked, the task is done. Likewise, I think you must be aware of this Jamtara case, right? The Jamtara case is well known to everyone. Yes. It's like, I'm talking the machine. If I'm not getting a response, it's like I'm talking to the machine only. Yeah. So in the Jamtara case also, what happened is they have done the profiling, they're making a target, they're doing a call, right? With that call, they trap the people and then they're getting up money. Similarly, there is another group here in, yes, there is a Netflix series also, right? Very rightly said, Ashish ji. So there is a series also. So what I am making a point here is everywhere who is creating a vulnerability, it is not in the system. It is not always in the system. It is the human is creating the major vulnerability, right? It is not just the system. And every time we as in, computer science community, we always think from the platform mein problem to nahi hai. Is there any problem in the platform? It is in the problem in the storage. Is there any problem in this, SLA agreement? Or the compliance has been followed, right? Or there is some issue in the virtualization of the data, right? Or maybe something on the encryption part also, or maybe the SSL certificate which written on that HTTPS is spoofed, right? So we always, the computer science people, they think from the system perspective, but these days, if I just see the vulnerabilities which is coming into the picture is mostly 90% is from the human error and the errors which we are creating. If I just see the system error is something, right, which I have mentioned, that is Microsoft, right? The Google has created an error. The Microsoft Windows has created this, the first day attack, right? And the research community, they keep on working on it. If some product launch, where are the patches, right? Fix it. So if there are patches, there are vulnerability and people may intrude into the system from that. So that is another thing, that's a system perspective. But the first thing is the human behavior and the human error, which is creating a lot of vulnerability. Let me also discuss you. I would like to share one case has happened. How many of you are aware of this American, the US gasoline pipeline attack, the ransomware attack? How many of you are aware of that attack? No need to do a Google search, but yes, there is an attack. The Caroline, the US, this attack has happened, or you can do a news Google search also. that how the US pipeline was under cyber attack, and it was a ransomware attack on the gas line. So the Colonial Pipeline of US, which transport 45% of all petrol and diesel consumed on the east coast of US, was forced to shut down in this May because of the ransomware attack. And again, the ransomware attack is, if you know very well, that again, somebody has intrude. Okay, Shivamji, you don't know about that. So it is on the public domain also. It is very much on the public domain. If you, I'll search it for you. 1 minute. It is on the public domain. And we as a community, the research community and all, we keep, read what is there, what is the recent threads and all those things. So this is, if you can just see my screen, this is the news, right? The US pipeline was under attack, and how the whole pipeline, the Colonial Pipeline, was attacked because of the ransomware attack. And later on, they were asking for a 5 million ransom. And the ransom was, it's like, you cannot pay the ransom in form of the usko credit card or debit card, so you're not paying it, because they will get to know. So they use Bitcoin in such kind of a transaction, right? So the Colonial Pipeline, who transport 45% of petrol to all east coast of US, was under attack and shut down on 7th May because of the ransomware attack. And how they enter the ransomware attack is again the malware attack, which intrude into the system, right? And what they have done is they have downloaded all their files and encrypted the file. And for the decryption, the whole system was standstill. And for the decryption, they were asking for a ransomware. That is the money they were asking, right? And generally the money which they ask is the Bitcoin. Why Bitcoin? Because Bitcoin is again a cryptography technology, right? So nobody get to know from where the money is coming. Otherwise, you can easily track, right? If we are doing it from the our own digital wallet, from the credit card and debit card, right? Or from the bank transfer. So for the ransomware attack, also they look for a Bitcoin kind of a money. So that is the recent attack which has happened in the US also. Similarly, there are a lot of vulnerability. Now I'm taking you from the human error towards now the system error. That is, the system error is somebody is intrude into your system. Somebody can intrude in your system, which is a ransomware attack. And how people are intruding into the system to your client server machine or to your own laptop or to any machine. Somewhere there is a patches, there are something which is open and the patch is not fixed. So the people may enter into your system and your screen is standstill, and you may see the message is coming, the ransomware attack, right? And then to decrypt, you have to pay this much of ransom. Have you ever encountered any kind of a ransomware attack? I help many of my, many of my officers here. We deal with defense officers also. We deal with a lot of officers here from the civil servant. So they have, okay. So I also, handle many cases where there is a ransomware attack, right? In my organization also, one of my, the training section officer, he has this ransomware attack in the morning, right? You are in the academic institution. I'm also in the academic institution. But what happened to this, one of my officer here in the training section, one day his whole screen was standstill, right? And the message is coming, the ransomware attack, the red color this, and to decrypt, pay this much of Bitcoin is coming, and nothing was, his system was not moving, nothing was happening, right? Yes, everything was locked, and they're asking for this. So we can't say that we are academician, we cannot get trapped into such kind of thing. Ransomware attack can happen to anyone. And in COVID time, you might have heard that in hospitals, a lot of ransomware attack happened. In Jaipur also, there were a lot of ransomware attack in the hospitals. So it is in the public domain. A lot of cases are available in the public domain. I'm not going to read any newspaper sort of things here, but there are a lot of attack related to the ransomware, that is the malware attack. And how somebody is entering into your personal laptop, it means something was unfixed. Somewhere you have actually opened the door so the people may enter. The door was open, and therefore the people have entered into your system and your screen is locked, right? And the people, like, who are not very much aware, they're getting into this, they started paying the money also. So the best part, they are so naive that they pay also. And when they pay, you know very well that nothing is going to be happen. That is the ultimate aim of the ransomware. The screen is not going to be unlocked. So then we have to educate the people that look, this is not going to help you anywhere. This is not going to help you that if you pay the ransomware. So this is another malware attack which is happening. Another, I would like to show you that many such events are happening these days. Many such events are happening these days. And where are the vulnerability in this cyber world? Where are the vulnerability? One is the human, one is in our system, one where this SSL, you might have seen the SSL certificate, right? Since our childhood, even in the colleges, even people are spreading that HTTPS SSL certificate is signed by a registration authority, right? And RA is certified and there is a license. And based on that, we log into certain website, right? So when we log into such website, whatever you giving the information is going in an encrypted form. Now the SSLs are also spoofed. You know very well, these days, people are taking the domain name, which is very much similar to the original name also, right? Like the Facebook, they use FACEBOOK. So in place of OO, they use 00, right? Facebook.com. And the domain purchase, the website is looking similar. And right, the people who are giving the information, it is very much genuine. And the people who are revealing the information going where? Going to the original Facebook or to the spoofed? Spoofed. Likewise, your ICICI, right? If you just go on the DNS, no, the domain name server, right? Domain name server. If you just go on to the domain name server, so nothing is unethical. They are also, doing it very genuinely, purchasing the domain name, which is very much similar to that, and coming up with the website also. I'm just showing you. If you just open GoDaddy, right? GoDaddy. So if you open the GoDaddy, and GoDaddy is the official site, you can buy any domain name, right? You buy domain name, you buy so many things, right? You can host this and that. And then if you just for some kind of a domain name also, let's say if you want to search domain name, I'm just demonstrating you. GoDaddy, very much aware that a lot of such things are available. As my screen is visible, right? So somebody wanted to create a masquerade ring, that is again जो हम phishing की बात करते हैं, somebody said no, phishing is again the vulnerability, right? So phishing is not just the email which we receive. We have developed that much of awareness related to the email part, right? From the link also. But now the people are coming with the website, right? The website part, like ICICI, we know very well, right? If we search for this domain is so look at this domain name with this particular sign is already available, right? Likewise, if you search it, you may getting a lot of domains. So what they're doing is they're picking up such domain which is very much similar to the original one, right? Very much similar to the original one. And you're getting that domain name with HTTPS and SSL and the people, and then they send you the link also, and probably they place it on the Google by optimizing it. And the first ICICI, when you search, it is coming. And if you're not very careful, you click on that and you reveal your information. Where the information is going? The information is going to some other website, which is also genuine because they have purchased this. They have purchased this domain name. They got the SSL. They got this HTTPS. Where is the problem? The problem is that I have not read the complete things and I logged into the another website and I have revealed my information. So this is just an example. I'm sure you are aware of such things also, that where is the vulnerability? The vulnerability is everywhere. Whatever we are using is vulnerability is everywhere, from the human to this. Now let me demonstrate you something else also. 1 minute. So let me go to the website and I would like to show you the other vulnerability part before I come to the cloud security. Do let me know if the screen is visible. All right. Is my screen visible? Can I get a quick reply?
Yes, ma'am, it's visible.
Wonderful. Okay. So there are a lot of such cases and vulnerability which we're talking about, right? Who owns Alexa is Amazon, right? Who owns Alexa is Amazon. And we do a lot of purchasing. We do a lot of purchasing with Amazon. This is the number one e-commerce industry, right? And we are also using, you have one, I also have one, right? Alexa. And we all are using Alexa not just for the listening purpose, but these days we have started integrating Alexa with our devices also, right? So I've integrated Alexa with my devices also, because in Alexa we have skill sets. So the IoT has come into the picture, that is all your Internet of Things. So I've integrated, start using the door lock, the lights, right? Even my AC, right? So I have started integrating and using with the apps, and at times with the Alexa also. Alexa, can you change the light of the dining hall? So Alexa is changing the dining hall light, right? Alexa, can you switch on my printer? So Alexa is switching on my printer also. Alexa, can you switch on my temples light, right? So that is all also happening. So we actually integrated so many things together. Now, while integrating such things, right, again, checking the vulnerability, right? And we as a computer science community, it is very important. We should, do a little bit of research. What are the vulnerabilities if anything is coming into the picture? So like, those who are using Amazon Alexa, they have Alexa, and then you go on apps and then add skill sets. You can add any skill set. So people have used certain skill sets in Alexa, which is capturing the data also, right? Which is capturing the data also. So this is one of the bug. The Amazon Alexa could let hackers install malicious skills remotely. So you can add a skills, and that skill is in your XSS scripting form, right? And that was added. And after adding that scripting in that, right? Uh, that scripting, that adding that scripting, and right, somebody is doing shopping on the Amazon site, right? So that malicious code has been added through Alexa, right? The skill set is added. And then with that Amazon, the websites and all, the purpose of those who are doing any kind of a purchasing and landed there, parked their the product in my cart. You can see my cart, right? Park their card in the my card, and what they have done is wherever there is a payment details, so this is what in this they have actually added capturing the data. Capturing the data, it means the pin details which you add, the amount which you add, and all those things, they capture those things. They capture those things. So that is they hiding the credit card and all those details which is there. They started taking the images of that inside the metadata. So they started taking all those images, all those data from that metadata, and that is the skill set which is added from the Alexa, right? And Alexa owns by the Amazon, and Amazon has also so many other verticals, right, from the e-commerce and all, and that skill set is actually adding to the actually hacking the details from the e-commerce side. So that was revealed later on, right? When the community, when something has happened, then we started a investigation, the case started, and then they identify the cyber criminals. What they have done, they implanted certain images, right, in the metadata, and that metadata may capture all the payment card information, all those information with that metadata, which was added through the skill set. So again, this is a vulnerability which is going through the Alexa. The another is when we are using Alexa, right? How many of you actually never switch off that app? So you switch.
भोपाल से ये क्लास चल रही है, हम वीडियो ऑफ और माइक भी ऑफ किए हुए, ठीक है? इसमें सारी यूनिवर्सिटीज भोपाल में जितनी प्राइवेट यूनिवर्सिटीज हैं और जितने भी आपके कंप्यूटर साइंस, कंप्यूटर एप्लीकेशन, इंफॉर्मेशन टेक्नोलॉजी से रिलेटेड जितने कॉलेजेस हैं, उनके रिप्रेजेंटेटिव में ऐड
Anita ma'am, please mute all the participants. Anita ma'am.
इसी के बारे में
All right. So, so what happened is this Amazon Alexa from the skill set, there is a vulnerability. Another good part is that the Alexa was used for some resolving the murder history also. So what happened is there's a place in US, right? Kansas is a place in US where the police have used Amazon Alexa to investigate the murder case. And what happened in this case is the husband wife was fighting, you know, the lot of heated argument was going on, and the Alexa machine is on. So when you do not switch off, whether you're talking to Alexa or not, but if you do not plug out and switch off the Alexa, the server is working. It's a capturing machine, right? It is a data capturing machine also. So it is a capturing machine which is on. So whatever the conversation which is going on between the spouse, right, the heated argument, it was captured in the Alexa. So what happened, there's a heated argument which is going on, and thereafter 10-15 minutes, the husband walked out from the house, and there was a siren is playing. And after 15 minutes, the cops were there, and they got to know that there is a murder in the same house where there's a heated argument was going on. And the investigation started, and that investigation was completed within an hour of time. Why? Because all the communication, whatever has happened in that 10-15 minutes of time, was captured in the Alexa. So the machine was taken out, and the data was investigated, and later on they get to know that the husband murdered the wife, and that the mystery was resolved, so, you know, with the ease and all, because the data was captured in the Alexa. So Alexa is something, is data capturing machine. Whatever you're talking, it is going in the machine. Whatever the voice is going on, it is capturing in the machine. So if you will not switch off or you plugged out, it is always on. So it is on. Whatever you're talking, it is a listening machine. Whatever you're saying, it is going. It is a storage. It is a database. So again, it's a vulnerability also. Are you with me? So this is another vulnerability, right? And who has created? It is a feature of Alexa, but it is the feature of Alexa, but we are misusing it, is being misused, or it is a data capturing machine. We know very well. So if you are using Amazon Alexa, you go today and see the skill set, and in skill set also, people may, you know, with that exe file, they intrude a lot of exe and the viruses, and right, may capture certain data. Another is, if it is on, you creating vulnerability for your own self. So that is a vulnerability again because of the human error. Another is in the system because we have the skill set options there. So this is with relate to machine, that is the Amazon part and this part, right? Another is there are a lot of vulnerability in the system these days. You pick up any system and there are a lot of vulnerabilities, but because of the less time, I'm just very focused on the few case studies only. Now, let us see this part, right? Let us see this part. Now, how many of you we are using Google Drive? How many of you are using Google Drive? Can I get some quick reply? So let me see, my audience is awake. We all are using Google Drive, right? How many of you are using OneDrive? How many of you are using OneDrive? All Android phones users. Wonderful. So I can see you all are awake. You're listening to me and I'm with you throughout. All right, Google Drive. You're using OneDrive also? Okay, many of you are using OneDrive. Many of you are using Google Drive, and Google Drive is very famous, right? Since, okay, Amit ji is not using, Anju is not using, you're using iCloud. Okay, you're using iCloud. So many, Dr. Himanshu is using Google Drive. Do you know there is one patch in the Google Drive? Do you know any kind of a patch in the Google Drive? We are a user? No, Ashish ji is saying no, right? We don't know what is that patch. Yeah, OneDrive is more secure. No, we are not. So we are not aware that there is some patch, there is some vulnerability in that drive part also. That is, again, if I say Google Drive is a cloud, right? Is a cloud, and it is, we got that free 15 GB of space to park any data, to share with anyone, right? Am I right? Ramanan Babuji, am I right? Anita ji, am I right? So we got this, Anandan ji, right? So we have this called as, you know, Google Drive, which we are getting as a storage. It is a cloud storage, right? So we have a cloud storage, we're using it. It is not today, but since long we are using that cloud storage. Why? Because it is coming free of cost, and with the Gmail, you can easily share the data of at least 15 GB. We export all our photographs to Google Drive. We push all our data on the Google Drive, so our phone remain clean, right? So we're using Google Drive. Now, I'm not saying that Drive is not safe, right? It is safe, well thought of, but where is the patch? Where is the vulnerability, right? That we need to identify, that where is the patch. So I'll show you this. Is the screen is visible? Is the screen visible? Yeah. All right. So if you just see the screen, right, Google Drive, that's me, right? So in Google Drive, we have an option called Manage Source. You can see this. When I right click, you go on any file and right click, right? There's something called Manage Source. So whatever I share with you, right, next time I click on that and go on the Manage Source, and in the Manage Source, I can then change the file with .exe. I attach some ransomware, I attach something, right? And it is a real time. So whatever I share, you may also get it, right? So I change the file. Once I've shared the original file, then I change the file, Manage Source, and I integrated some exe. And again, when you open, the exe is also getting into your email or into your system. So there's not that the one time the data, the file type of the data can be changed. My point is the type of the file data type of the file can be changed. And it is something in a real time you are sharing with so many people. So without your knowledge also, it is going to your drive also. And if you just view it or download it, it is getting into your system also. So again, it is a patch which is there in the drive that you can change the source type, the file type. So that is another vulnerability in your, this is another vulnerability. Yeah, 1 minute. Let me try this. Wish this could be an, the physical interaction. I really would like to demonstrate people everything in the real time. Now you can see manage version. This is my own video. This is my drive, right? You click on this, there is something called manage version. So when you click on manage version, next time you can change the version, and you have already shared with everyone, right? So it is manage the version I'm changing. Is it visible now? Anandanji, Nandanji, it is visible now. Wonderful. Surajji, thank you. Thank you for your response. So that is what is another vulnerability. And today's topic, which has given to me, is more of vulnerabilities. So vulnerability is everywhere, right? Vulnerability is everywhere. Vulnerability is everywhere. It's just we have to identify, and people are doing a lot of research into this, right? So you can change the file version without checking it, the same type, right? With the extension, upload new version, right? And in that new version, you can attach something, right? So that is needless to say, the issue leaves the door open for highly effective spear phishing campaign that take an advantage of this service, right? Which is distributed the malware, and we have done it in the real time, that we changed the version, right? And it was distributed in the real time. So that is the case. That is, you can change the version. That is an extension in this, right? So this is an unpatched security weakness in the Google Drive, could be exploited by a malware attacker to distribute malicious file disguised as a legitimate documents or images, right? The legitimate documents are the images, enabling the bad actors to perform phishing attack with a very high success rate. And why? Because we have discovered that there is one unpatched, there is something called unpatched thing is there in the Google Drive, that is manage version, which is offered by the Google Drive to upload and manage different versions of file, as well as it interface provides new version of files to the users also. So basically manage version is basically you can change the version of the file from older to update new one to the new version, right? Having the same file extension, or you can change the extension also, which can be extensively used for spreading any kind of a malware or a phishing attack. So that was the patch. Now it is fixed. So this is something called as, the vulnerability. We're talking about vulnerability, and that is a vulnerability, and many of you are not aware. And So many of you were using, and today I think with this session and probably prior to this session also, you might be aware of this, but these are the patches. These are the patches when we're talking about the patches, the vulnerabilities there whenever we are using any kind of a services. So we're not aware which patches is not fixed and using the services, and who will enter from where, we really don't know. So this is the kind of a vulnerability we're talking about. Is we're talking about the vulnerability. The one vulnerability which I have just shared is related to the Google Drive. Likewise, we have so many vulnerabilities in the system. So when we test it, we get to know that at the background, at the backend, these are the patches. We need to fix them. So one was the managed version. No doubt, somebody said, iCloud and OneDrive, slightly better, right? Slightly better, because when anything is on the internet, there are so many things which revolves around. How you may say that the storage on the cloud is safe, because our data is going, right? You know very well, we use Google Map, right? We use Google Map. Yes. Can I see your hands? We use Google Map, right? We use Google Map, and we give our location. Yeah, we give our Dr. Manchu, we give the location, and the location is going with that IP, right? With the IP, the location is also going, our location, the start location, and the other location which we are looking, right? And you know very well that Google Map is AI driven, artificial intelligence driven, right? We tested everything is feeded well in advance based on the test and the model, right? And we are using the service of that Google Map app. In return, we giving lot of data, right? You never know, whatever the data you're giving, that is your IP, right? My identity in this digital world is IP. It's not my name, it is my IP, right? Then my location. So in return, I'm also giving a lot of data, right? Is that data is secure? That is the first question comes into my mind, because I have given without thought of that location. Now, if you quickly search something on Google Timeline, right? Google Timeline. I'm not saying Google services are not safe. They are safe. They are SLA driven, right? The compliance are there. Everything is there. We're talking about the vulnerability and where human is doing an error, where we doing an error in that vulnerability part. The first was the managed version. And this is where people are actually changing their timeline also, right? People are changing. There is a way of changing the timeline also, and misleading people, because these days in investigation, we see everything from the Google timeline, where the location, what was the timeline of last 1 week and 1 month, so that you cannot, change your words that I was not here. You can say I was not here, but if your location was showing in the timeline you were there, that's another proof to that. Now people are changing that proof also, how authentic that data is also, because I'm dealing with the judges, the second opinion, they take it on the basis of the location, right? And how people are changing that timeline also, is that authenticate or not? What data you're giving, is it secure? Because you everywhere pushing lot of data. In return, you just pushing your lot of data without knowing whatever you're writing, you're just pushing your data. So you should have this thing, am I doing any kind of error, right? Are we doing any kind of a mistake here? You should ask those questions before pushing those data to the public domain. That is what my submission here is. Let me also take you to the another case. How much time we have? Sunita ji, how much time we have?
Ma'am, the session is till 12:30.
Okay, so I have 25 minutes odd time I have. Okay. This is something very common, and we know very well. We're using a Wi-Fi enabled card. In many cases happen here in Rajiv Chowk, the metro station, where the card was, your card has a Wi-Fi, and 2000 can be detected if some machine is coming in that frequency, that tapped up, and the money is going. So again, the vulnerability too is disable the Wi-Fi, right? Or maybe you can use a better wallet, caselet, metal, so that this not happen in future. Then I'm sure you must be aware of these days, a lot of cases is happening because of IMI fraud cases. And 2 cases, I was also as a part of a consultant in that. So one guy, he is from the judicial family only, and he purchased one iPhone from OLX. OLX pe sab kuch bikta hai, right? So he purchased an iPhone, and after 2 days, he got that phone, which is of 1 lakh and so in 60,000. So the second day, he got a call from the police station that aap jo phone use kar rahe, the phone which you are using, so there is a murder history with that. Why? Because the IMI number, you know very well that IMI number, identity, the mobile equipment identity, the unique, you have that IMI number, 15-digit number on the back of your SIM card. If you're having 2 SIM card, you will get 2 IMI number. Otherwise, it is the main one IMI number which identify a mobile phone. So it is the unique identity of this mobile phone, which is a 15-digit, and the initial 8 digits are very unique. And the last part of the digit is basically be changed based on the SN nodes. So the IMI number is same, right? And he purchased, and then the investigation started. He used to go to the trial courts that showing that I have purchased this phone from the OLX and so date. But what happened is some what was done with that, and the person sold that mobile phone on OLX, right? But the IMI name was same. The IMI is same, and based on that IMI, the police was doing an investigation. And then the investigation started, and this is how this gentleman who purchased this mobile phone from the OLX was trapped into this, because he's from the judiciary. So he got that support of the legal support and everything. And then from that paper of OLX, when you have purchased, who owns this phone initially, and all those things has started. So somehow this genuine person who escaped from this problem, my point here it is, you know very well, these days, this IMI fraud cases are going up. Now the other cases, when we lost our mobile phone, that is the first cyber things has started in our things. The first thing is, I lost my mobile phone, right? I lost my mobile phone, and there is a panic. So what you do is you block your SIM, right? You have an FIR copy, and then you struggle whether I get my mobile phone or not. And in India, 80% you will never get your mobile phone unless and until some genuine may help you. Now the government of India has taken an initiative, and they come up with something called as a centralized equipment identity register, CEIR, where they registered all the IMI numbers. So if somebody lost the mobile phone, right? If somebody lost the mobile phone, you can immediately go to the National Cybercrime Reporting Portal, right? You log on to your issues and the problem immediately there, and inform the cyber cell. You block your IMI also along with your credit card, give the IMI so they can track your mobile phone, and your mobile IMI number is also, and your IMI number can also be blocked, so it cannot be misused, right? It cannot be misused because people change the IMI number, right? They change the IMI number. That happened in one of the cases in MP and recently in Meerut also. So the one IMI number was available in 200 phones, and when the investigation starts, they get to know that one IMI number is available in 2,200 phones where the investigation started, and it's very difficult to get to know about who is the real criminal in that case. So what they're doing is basically they tampering your IMI number, which is the original identity of any mobile. It's a model number and so sequence number. So they are misusing that IMI number and misleading the whole case, right? And when we lost our mobile phone in India, most of the cases we registered is the lost mobile phone. You should blacklist your IMI number also, so that it cannot be misused, and that IMI number can be used for the tracking of your mobile phone. So that is just one information, because IMI number is also another vulnerability which is creating a lot of hue and cry here and there. You know very well, related to the CoWIN portal, a lot of cheatings happen related to the CoWIN portal also. In that, the fake CoWIN portal was created and the vaccine was administered saying so, and they taking the money. Then again, a lot of ransomware attack was very prominent these days, right? And which we counted in the social engineering at the time of social distancing. So they do a lot of phishing attack, ransomware attack, right? And which we counted as a advanced persistent threat attacks, right? And they use, what they use in social engineering is they scan your all profile, they scan for your data, and from there they intrude into your system via an email, via media also, and that creates a threats. Another, I was mentioning about that 0-day attack targeting Windows users with Microsoft Office document. And it was in September, on Tuesday, right, 7th September, this attack was identified. They have launched the new version of document. You know, we use Microsoft Office online also, right? And there was a threat, right? There was a threat, open Office document. So those who were using that, they track this kind of a remote code was executed in Microsoft HTML file. And those who are using Office online with Excel, PowerPoint and all intrude into their system while using, because Office is coming with Windows. So Windows own both the, you know, the Windows and Office which you're using owns by Microsoft, and that was intruded with this Microsoft HTML programming. So therefore I was saying that don't go for the first day, first show, and that is what is the vulnerability in the system. Likewise, we got to know that there is a update in the Google Chrome, right? So there was an update in the Google Chrome, and in that update also we identified that the 0-day attack was there. So again, on September 17, Google on Monday released a security updates for the Chrome web browser. And there was total 11 securities issues were identified on the 0-day, and they tracked this version of the, and the vulnerability on the JavaScripting was done in the browser, right? And it was indexing in the APIs, the Google Chrome APIs, it was identified. So therefore, you know, whenever there is an update, anything, you can delay those things, because that is what is the issue. And the one thing was I was mentioning about that the hackers were targeting all the hospital while using this ransomware attack, and it was published in the newspaper also. So that is that, but nevertheless, this security vulnerability is not just limited to our Google Drive or our mobile phones and so on, but it is a national security concern also. So the people now, you know, they started targeting the military part also. And I'm sure you must have heard about Azerbaijan and Armenia case, right? Azerbaijan and Armenia case, the fight between the two countries. And it's a fight because of the drones. So that is what now the drones is playing unmanned systems, right? The drones is playing a major role. This is also a vulnerability threat in the cyberspace. They're capturing our data, they're taking a lot of insight, and which can be misused. So likewise, you know, this has happened for against the hackers target military and aerospace staff by posting HR offering jobs on the LinkedIn. So they posted a lot of, you know, on the LinkedIn, they posted some job related things. And in that messages, they actually on the link added an RAR archive files, which offering a link, right? The job offering link. So it is, they embedded an exe file, right? So those who click on that, right? The LinkedIn feature, that is, when they click on that, the exe get installed into their system, and they capture all the data and giving back to the hackers. So this is how you know, the military was targeted because of that the LinkedIn messages, which has this RAR file, which is an exe file, and they started capturing the data also. So that's a small things which is happening, you know, we are not aware, but it is happening from the back end. We using a lot of things, we using opening systems, so many things are happening, and we just click it, doing it. So these are the small vulnerabilities which is around us, and how to remain safe is very important. And you know very well, a lot of cases, this is just a month ago, a lot of cases in India were happening, dirty web crime, right? That whatever data you're posting, whether it is a capturing with the web, CCTV camera, whatever the data is coming, people are misusing those things, right? And then related to the Bangalore case of SIM card swap fraud, to SMS of IT returns, so many cases. I mean, it's just a snippet of that many vulnerabilities around us, and many things which is happening. And why? Because many Indians, 27 million adults are the victim of this identity theft in last 12 months. And mostly the adults is in the category, right? And if you just see the statistics, this statistics I have taken from the National Cybercrime Bureau report, right? That the cases are rising, right? And the most of the cases registered in Karnataka, right? And the cost of the data breach is more than 2 million, right? This is in the March. So my point here is a lot of data breaches cases are coming, and it is not just what we see, it is beyond that. There are so many things which is happening. You can't even think of even the mobile apps, the apps which you are using, the app becomes a vulnerability for your mobile phone. So do not download any kind of any now and then you download many apps. Even our kids are using so many apps, right? TikTok is bad, but still there are so many such apps are coming in, and that app is vulnerable. And that one case has happened to one of my custom officers also. So he is in custom enforcement directorate, intelligence only, handling so many things. With one app which he downloaded become a vulnerable for his mobile phone, and it's an iPhone. Let me also tell you it's an iPhone, but iPhone was hacked because of that app. Everything was monitored, he was doing, right? Everything was captured with that app, and that's the vulnerability of app. And you must be thinking which app is genuine or not. How should we get to know? Is this a question which is coming in your mind? Right? Are you with me? Shyam Bihari sir, aap mere saath hi hain? सुन पा रहे हैं मुझे? Right? So we all are from the computer background, if I'm not wrong, right? आपने कभी ये सोचा that which app is genuine, which app is not genuine? And we know very well how the review we can write. Even together, if V69, we wanted to make any app as in hero app, right? The best app, we all from our IP can write the review, right? And make that app as in popular. We know very well, as you know, community, that app is not that hit, but we make it hit by our own IP and the review. And you see that review 4.7, 4.9, and based on that, you just download the app and give the, this is your house these days. If I'm not wrong, your mobile is the main house, right? Everything is here. And you give a space to some outsider. We don't know who's that outsider is. And you give space to that outsider in your mobile phone. And that outsider capture all your data and take away everything. We are so much busy in locking our own physical house, right? That we forget that we giving a space to someone in our main house, right? All our data, everything is here, they take out. So when you give a space to any app, when you're browsing anything on the web, it's okay. You're not giving a space to that, right? But when you're downloading anything, you giving all access, you giving an access, you should be rest assured that this app is useful to me, right? This app is useful to me. iPhone is by default slightly secure. But when you're using Android phone, in Play Store also in settings, you have something called as scan the app, right? In your, how many of you generally check your Play Store settings? How many of you do the Play Store settings? Notification turn on, everything, scanning of all the apps, uninstall if the app is malware. Wonderful, Tusharji. So in iPhone, it is by default. In Android, Nandan, yes, wonderful. So that is scanning it. And at times, your system uninstall and do not give the permission to such kind of an apps also. And always use only minimum apps, which is useful to you. Do not give space to any X, Y, Z, anything into your house. That's my submission to you. Because if it is Android, and it is an open source document, everyone is doing an R&D, as you and we both are also doing an R&D to demonstrate people that look, this is vulnerable, this is open source, I have added a script, and this is a vulnerable now, just to demonstrate people. So likewise, there is a community who's encashing the benefit of such open source app. Suraj ji, aap kuch kehna cha rahe hain? You can switch on the mic also. Suraj, are you saying something? Sometime, ma'am, I didn't understand actually. Therefore, I'm saying you that what do you want to share? आप कुछ कहना चाह रहे हैं?
And we can open the forum for question answer session.
Okay, we can open the question just last minute because the topic is cloud is also given, but I tried and manage cloud and all the systems together. Nevertheless, since I'm associated with the government and I would also like to show you that if something happened, right, we should know where to go and what to do. That's very important. And many of us are very much aware also. Like your 114422 number is very much famous. If these days something happened to your mobile phone, Department of Telecommunication has given a free number, dial. This is the dial number, and you just dial this number. If something happened to your mobile phone, block your IMEI number. That's very important. And you block your IMEI number, and then I'll just show you which number you have to block and where to go. So 14422 is your helpline number for the lost mobile phone. And the Department of Telecommunication, they have initiated this dial free number. I repeat the number 14422, 14422. And if something happened to your mobile phone, you can do an FIR and then you can dial up this number and give the details. They can block your IMEI number also, blacklist, so that it cannot be misused. And it can help you in the further investigation of recovering your mobile phone also. So that is the number which is given by the government is taking an initiative. If something happened to your, then we have this NCRB website where you can go and log on to any kind of a cyber related crimes also. That is an initiative by Government of India. Other than that, I'm sure you must have heard about CERT, CEIRT, CERT, right? The CERT is Computer Emergency Response Team. MeitY runs this, and if particular cases or something happen, you can directly register your case there also. And you also have I4C, you also have I4C, right? MHA, you can directly log on to that website also, and you can seek and help if anything happen. Amreshji, I just use the chat box to write the number. So that is 14422. 14422, and that's related to your mobile phone and all those things, dial-up number. And another is we also use certain number to ensure our mobile phones, because I take a session especially on the mobile security also. So there are numbers where you get to know if somebody is entered into mobile phone, or my mobile phone is on surveillance, or somebody, my call, phone, SMS and data is forwarded to some other number or not. So we use certain number to ensure that our mobile phone is intact or not. So that is that's a separate thing. That is hash, that is #62 number, and there are a lot of such numbers. So with the codes, we just check our mobile phone is safe or not. I'll share with Sunita ji. She will share with you all that these are the number you dial up, and may also check whether your phone is safe or not. That is also very important these days. Safety is in our hand. It's not just vulnerability. My topic is not just vulnerability, but also I always believe in spreading awareness that nothing will happen to my system, my mobile phone. That's very important. It is in my hand. So I should take care of that part first. So generally, these are the numbers which is very important to check the vulnerabilities of your mobile phone. That is, the first is if my screen is visible, *#06 is just to check your IMEI number, keep it safe. If something happen, IMEI number should be blacklisted. Then you can also check whether my calls, messages and other data are being diverted or not, because you never know, something is entered into your mobile phone. And if you wanted to check whether something is, my data, messages is not going anywhere, so you can dial this number, dial free number, and check your data, messages and call being diverted or not. If it is not, wonderful, right? You can also check *#62#, because my data should be intact, whether your data being directed or not. So if your data being directed, you should block that. And how to block, you have one number to block all such thing if it's happening. If you're getting any kind of a mobile number, right, and you wanted to deactivate that, so use this number #002#. So that's a universal code to block all the such thing which is happening, right? And this is 14422 is a toll-free number to block IMI of lost device. And this is a website which I was mentioning, Department of Telecommunications, ceir.gov.in. Right. So these are the few mobile codes we use to check whether it is vulnerability in our mobile phones or not. That's related to the vulnerability part of mobile phone. So I think I tried and cover a few things. Then there are vulnerability which is coming from the Wi-Fi also these days. And people enter with the Wi-Fi with our mobile phones. So there are a lot of vulnerabilities. One is email, there is a Wi-Fi, we use Wi-Fi, we use mobile phone, right? We have SMS. So vulnerability is everywhere. That's what I was mentioning, from social media to your digital footprints. The vulnerability is everywhere. So please ensure you have a minimum digital footprints. Do not ensure that you should not have your so much of public identity everywhere, especially your email and mobile numbers, especially the mobile numbers, right? Because with the mobile number, and mostly our mobile number is on the WhatsApp also. So they immediately land up to our WhatsApp, and these are the cases which is prevailing these days, that getting into our WhatsApp, then video calling, and then changing our video calls, and then spreading it in the mass and diluting your image, and then you are threatened and paying a money in return because you're threatened. Don't get threatened if you also get such kind of crimes which is coming into to you to consult. So just tell them, block that number, don't be threatened, and report cyber. Whatever the you have, if you are in Bhopal, we have a cyber cell in Bhopal also, right? If wherever states you are, you just send the message. Otherwise, in the central, always you can write it to this CERT and to I4CMHA, and then you can always post it on to NCRB also, National Cybercrime Reporting Portal also. From anywhere in India, you can directly write to that. So we should not threaten, right? We should act upon that. And likewise, many things, but since 4-5 minutes left, and please ensure the safety of your browser also. Check the all settings of your browsers. Setting of browser social media account, even on your desktop also, the settings should be ensure. Let me also tell you why. Because these days our mobile phones and our desktop, we use a lot of online communication. Like today, this is an online communication which is taking place digitally. So in your Windows also, there is a settings where you have the call, capturing is on. If you just go on the settings of your Windows, you may find that so many services is on. And with that on settings, the vulnerability is coming to your desktop, to your platform also, right? From the browser, it is landing to your desktop. So please ensure the setting part of whether it is the setting of browser, whether it is a setting of your platform, whether it is a setting of your social media, whether it is a setting of your WhatsApp, to the setting of your mobile phones. Please ensure that it should be secure. I really don't know I need not to mention you the settings and the security, because you know very well the setting is what to be enabled and what not to be enabled. My password should not be autofill, and there should be a multi-factor authentication, not just the two-factor authentication. And you should not make your data so much public also. So that is an important concern here. And talking about talking about all your the part related to the cloud security challenges, because the topic has given cloud security also. So I'll just take 2 minutes to mention you about the cloud security part also. That in cloud security, there are so many challenges, right? The challenges is the trust issue, right? The challenges is related to the data breaches also. The challenges is related to the lack of cloud architecture also, right? With the credential also, right? With you don't have an access and control over the third party where you're parking your data, that we are using a server space of someone. And if what happened, the account hijacked, right? Or what happened, that insider may enter. So those things comes into our mind related to the storage part, related to the cloud part. And if you have a limited cloud usability, right? So those things comes into our mind, cloud, but we are the user of cloud since long, right? We are the user of cloud since long. I always recommend, for the official purpose, we have this private cloud. right? But we are an academic institution, right? So we access most of the public cloud, and which is free cloud, right? Definitely academic for their own purpose, they take some AWS server space, they take some GoDaddy server space, they take some iCloud server space, right? And where they're paying, and then they have a backup of data weekly, or they take a backup of data. So you must ensure whenever you're going for taking any cloud storage that a certain thing should be made, that the legitimate users, right, the backup of the data should be frequently. And it should be, when you're taking a cloud security or a cloud storage, then you think of that again having a private component in that cloud, right? It should not be a shared one, it is only yours. You should have a backup of all your data, legitimate user can access, and they also have all the encryption facility in that, SSL facility in that, firewall, and all those security facilities should be there when you're taking that cloud storage related to your personal and public. Public, generally we use it for our own purpose as Google Drive, we use WeTransfer, we use iCloud, we use OneDrive cloud. So have your data on the cloud, right? That's a security. If something happened to your hard disk, something happened to your laptop, you should have a replica of the data on some other side also, right? You should have a replica of data. Have that data, there is no problem, but access control should be in your hand. Because in managed version, what is the issue is related to you change the file, and the access control is also you giving. So there is an issue. So access control should be in your hand. It is only the view mode. It is not in an edit mode, right? And you all have your lock and key in place. So this is how we can enhance, because we are a part of cloud. We are the user of cloud. We have to handle the challenges also. Like we are the user of mobile phone and we are using mobile phones, but we have to use it with all safety and security, and that goes to the cloud also. There is an immense benefit. We are using email. Without email we cannot, so many things are dependent on email, and likewise on the drive also. So we should use it with the safety. There are checklists, there is an SLA, there is a compliance, there is a legitimate authenticate user, access control. So many things are in place. You should just maintain the best safety tips for your cloud and go ahead. There's no issue, because government is also moving on cloud. So there's an immense potential. It is economical. We are a part of it. It's just that don't do the human error in any system. Human error means you should take care of all the IT efficiency services, access control, configuration part, everything. You should have your check and balance that these are the things are ensured, and I can go ahead with the cloud, because cloud is having a replica of your data, and you should also have a backup of your data in the system. So if anything happened one place, you can go back to the cloud, or if something happened to the cloud, you can come back to the other data also, the backup you have. That's all. So many vulnerabilities around to discuss, and the cases, and to understand and how to mitigate that. And the cloud is the integral part of all those vulnerability around us. Now I open the session for the Q&A round, and then we will close it. Thank you.
If any questions, participant can unmute their mic and ask.
All clear? I think I'm a good presenter then. Siddharji, you understood all? Though it is a physical class. Nandan Joshi ji, Shyam Bihari sir.
Anita madam, there is a question in chat box. You please read it out.
Ma'am, there is a question from Ashish Vishkarma ji. While using VPN and accessing only HTTPS websites, can VPN company intercept my data?
Okay. While using VPN and accessing only HTTPS website, can VPN company intercept my data? Have you heard about which VPN you're using? Which VPN, the virtual private network? Have you used that ever, Ashish ji? आपको पता होगा JNK में there was a case happened related to the VPN, and the VPN was banned also. Are you aware? Shyam Bihari sir, आप कुछ कहना चाह रहे हैं? Are you aware of that?
Yes.
Yes sir.
जब हम मोबाइल खरीदते हैं तो उसके साथ बहुत सारे एप्स आ जाते हैं।
जी सर।
और वो एप्स भी वल्नरेबल होते हैं।
जी सर।
तो उनको जब हम डिलीट करते हैं तो मैसेज आता है कि एंड्रॉइड सिस्टम वर्क करना बंद कर देगा अगर आप इनको डिलीट करेंगे। तो इसके लिए क्या उनको डिलीट कर दें?
अच्छा सर, दैट इज अ क्वेश्चन व्हिच यू आर आस्किंग, राइट?
यस।
ओके ओके। एक्चुअली क्वेश्चन ये है यहाँ पे कि वी यूजिंग अ VPN सर्विस। VPN आपके लैपटॉप में भी होता है, मोबाइल में भी होता है, एंड वर्चुअल प्राइवेट नेटवर्क इज यू एक्चुअली क्रिएटिंग एन एनक्रिप्टेड डेटा अराउंड दैट, राइट? And it is between the ID which you share. If I reveal the ID, if I get to know the ID, I can get the data also. I can intercept the things also, right? So it is not just that HTTPS. VPN is an add-on service to that, right? आपको याद होगा, if we exchange VPN connection establish करते हैं, if I get your ID, you get my ID, we will develop a connection, right? चाहे वो वीडियो कॉल हो, चाहे वो कैसी भी कॉल हो। Ashish ji, what you wanted to ask then? Fast VPN, what your question is exactly? I mean, you talking about HTTPS with that.
आशीष जी आप अनम्यूट कर लीजिए और आप पूछ सकते हैं क्वेश्चन।
Actually, I was asking if I'm using any VPN on my devices, and I'm using accessing only HTTP website, that is secure website. So whether the VPN company can access my data or website I'm using or accessing or transferring data, anything.
So when I'm using, which VPN you're using, like if I'm using any Cisco, if you're using which VPN you're using, at time we use the VPN of the service provider only.
No, right now I have purchased a VPN from some domain company. I don't remember the name. That is Fast VPN, but. Okay.
So the question here is, Airtel also provide you a VPN, right? Why I'm making a question here is, if I'm accessing any website which is HTTPS, SSL and authenticate, right? Authenticate, the security is already there, right? The security is already there. And if I am exchanging my data with other office people with the VPN, again, adding a second level of security to that. So you adding a multiple security already there. I'm talking about, there are companies who are selling VPN services, right? And they are doing an issue there. They intercept the data. So therefore, in JNK, the VPN was banned initially, but it was misused by the service provider. So that is what my point here is. If you're accessing anything from a very secure website, right? That's good. Already it is encrypted. It is a legitimate website. You adding VPN, adding another tunneling factor. You know very well it is a PPPT protocol tunneling protocol which encrypting the data. So you're adding a feature. Again, ensuring the safety. So it is safe. Sir, आप कुछ क्वेश्चन पूछ रहे थे, श्याम बिहारी सर, you were asking a question related to the app.
Yes मैम। ये मोबाइल जब खरीदते हैं तो उसमें बहुत सारे एप्स जो है वो आ जाते हैं। उसके
डाल के दे दिए जाते हैं सर, कुछ डाल के ही दे दिए जाते हैं।
हाँ, कुछ डाल के दे दिए जाते हैं।
हाँ।
तो उसमें कई एप्स जो है वल्नरेबल हो सकते हैं, और अगर कुछ समझ में आता है और उसको जब डिलीट करते हैं तो मैसेज आता है कि इफ यू विल डिसेबल दिस ऐप और यू विल डिलीट दिस ऐप देन एंड्रॉइड में स्टॉप वर्किंग।
बिल्कुल सर, जैसे आपने देखा होगा फ्लिपकार्ट आता था पहले, फ्लिपकार्ट का ऐप भी डाउनलोड करके मोटरोला उसके साथ दे दिया जाता था। कुछ कंपनियां भी फोन सेल करती हैं, उनके साथ वो ऐप भी आ जाते हैं, राइट?
हाँ,
कुछ कंपनियां फोन सेल करती हैं, वो ऐप आ जाते हैं। तो देयर आर सम कॉमन एप्स व्हिच इज कमिंग, राइट? और डेटा तो कैप्चर कर रहे हैं बट आपको सर्विसेज भी दे रहे हैं, दैट्स ओके। बट जो ऐप आप कुछ सोर्सेज से डाउनलोड कर लेते हैं, कुछ सोर्सेज से आप डाउनलोड कर लेते हैं। आई हैव सीन पीपल, स्पेशली द यंगस्टर्स, somebody share this app is very good and they download that app from the Play Store. Somebody is telling you this app is very good, you download that app. So first you check the trusted source of app, right? Don't go on the review, the trusted source of app. Like I told you that CyberDost, somebody has immediately searched, so you go on MHA, searched I4C, that CyberDost, you will get that CyberDost app on the MHA website and you download from the trusted source. Like the Flipkart, the Amazon, they all have their apps. So you download from the trusted source. There are apps which is coming from the mobile phone, and if it is usable, use it. There's no harm, right? Use it. but don't download or from the click any apps, or do not use any app which is not usable for you, but you just downloading the people are saying, like IRCTC app, right? So you download that IRCTC app from the trusted source. So my point here is, people are just purchasing the domain name, which is very much similar, is just a small slight change in the I, 1, L or so and so. So use from the trusted source. Do not give space to the app which is not usable to you.
नहीं, जो ऐप शॉपकीपर ने डाल के दे दिए हैं उनको अपन कैसे फाइंड आउट?
आपको यदि आपको लगता है कि वो आपके लिए यूजेबल नहीं है तो आप उनको अनइंस्टॉल कर दीजिए।
यस।
और आपको लगता है कि जैसे मेरे पास भी बहुत सारे थीम्स, वीडियोस, ये वो बहुत कुछ था, बट इट इज नॉट यूजेबल टू मी एंड आई हैव अनइंस्टॉल्ड दोस ऐप।
थैंक्स मैम।
रवि जी बताइए, क्या पूछना चाह रहे हैं आप? रवि जी बताइए, एंड आई नीड टू पुश ऑन देन अगेन बिकॉज़
रवि रिछाड़िया जी आप पूछें।
गुड आफ्टरनून मैम।
गुड आफ्टरनून, वेरी गुड आफ्टरनून।
मैम मैं ये जानना चाह रहा था आपसे कि जब हम मोबाइल से कोई ऐप अपने मोबाइल पे डाउनलोड करते हैं तो मेनली हमें उनके डाउनलोड करते समय क्या बातें ध्यान में रखना चाहिए? क्या उनकी रेटिंग, या प्ले स्टोर के अलावा जो अन्य ऐप मार्केट वगैरह जो अन्य स्टोर हैं, क्या वहां से अगर हम कोई ऐप डाउनलोड कर लेते हैं तो क्या वो सेफ रहता है या उसमें कुछ हमें प्रॉब्लम्स हो सकती हैं आगे चल के?
सर देखिए, यदि आप आईफोन में कोई भी ऐप इंस्टॉल कर रहे हैं, यदि आप आईफोन में कोई भी ऐप तो आईफोन आपको ऐसे ही कोई भी ऐप इंस्टॉल नहीं करने देता। यदि उसको ऐसा लगता है कि इसमें कोई इशू है तो वो पहली बात तो उसको
एंड्रॉइड मोबाइल,
एंड्रॉइड में भी मैंने आपसे कहा आप अपने अभी प्ले स्टोर में जाइए और उसकी सेटिंग्स में जाके और एक बार अपने सारे ऐप्स की स्कैनिंग कर लीजिए। देयर इज एन ऑप्शन कॉल्ड स्कैन। देख लेता है कि सारा ऐप आपके ठीक ठाक है कि नहीं, दैट इज अ स्कैनिंग। यदि उसको लगता है कि किसी भी ऐप में कोई इशू है तो वो उसको इमीडिएटली आपसे बोलता है फोर्सफुली स्टॉप, तो आप उसे स्टॉप कर दीजिए। ठीक है। दूसरा ये चीज होती है, मैंने आपसे कहा कि आप हमेशा ट्रस्टेड सोर्स से ऐप को इंस्टॉल कीजिए, क्योंकि जो ऐप आप यूज कर रहे हैं वो वेबसाइट्स पे भी अवेलेबल होता है। वो नीचे जाके मेंशन होता है उनकी वेबसाइट पे, यूज द ऐप अवेलेबल ऑन द गूगल प्ले स्टोर, तो आप वहीं से वहां पे जा सकते हैं। दैट इज द सेकंड ऑप्शन, राइट। थर्ड इज, यस रेटिंग इज इम्पोर्टेंट, रेटिंग इज इम्पोर्टेंट, बट आपको पता है रेटिंग एंड रिव्यू का जमाना, किसी भी प्रोडक्ट को ई कॉमर्स इंडस्ट्री में आप देख रहे हैं, आप और हम जाके 10 रेटिंग दे देते हैं और रिव्यू लिख देते हैं। सो इट्स नॉट दैट वी एंडोर्सिंग दैट प्रोडक्ट इज गुड। सो आई ऑलवेज से यूज एन ऐप फ्रॉम द ट्रस्टेड सोर्स, और वो यदि ऑथेंटिकेट ऐप है तो उसकी वेबसाइट में अवेलेबल होता है वो, तो वो आप चेक कर लें और उतने ही ऐप यूज कर लें जितना आपको लगता है कि हमारे लिए यूज करने लायक है। आजकल डिनाई एंड एक्सेस कंट्रोल भी आपके साथ है। आप सारी चीजें, जैसे मैंने जब जूम आपके लिए यूज किया तो मैंने बहुत सारी एक्सेस कंट्रोल ऑफ कर दिए
जी,
राइट। सो वी हैव दोस फीचर्स
जी। मैम कभी कभी जब कोई ऐप जो पहले से इंस्टॉल रहता है हमारे मोबाइल पे तो अपडेट मांगता है, लेकिन जब हम उसको अपडेट पे जाते हैं तो वो प्ले स्टोर से अपडेट ना होके किसी अन्य जगह से अपडेट शुरू कर देता है,
तो मत करिए।
तो उस समय पे क्या, तो वो हाँ मैं वही
नहीं करिए, बिल्कुल मत करिए।
थैंक यू, thank you.
All right, thank you so much, sir.
Is there any more questions from the participant side?
There are many questions, Sunita ji. How can we attend your session on mobile security? Yes, we will have. मैं सुनीता जी को लिंक दे दूंगी। My next session is with the judges on 10th. यदि आप में से कोई करना चाहेगा तो आप कर लीजिएगा। Okay, वाल्मीकि तिवारी जी, last question. I would love to take all your questions. Or this is how we enhance the knowledge of each others. And I request if you can post your questions here or maybe send it to Sunita ji. I'll take up those. I can send it back to you with the reply or any quick questions you can ask. This is the last question. Balmiki Tiwari ji, you have written ma'am one on what question? Balmik Tiwari ji, आप कुछ पूछना चाह रहे हैं? You are asking something? you can switch on your mic and unmute, and you can ask the question. We have to work in this cloud environment. We are the user of cloud, and our life cannot work without that. We know very well. It's only the safety is important. And the biggest vulnerability everywhere in every cyber, this thing is the human error. So please take care of the human part first, and then comes the system. People, generally the computer science people will tell you that the system, process, and technology, the people, process, technology, and this the people is the main vulnerability in every system. Whatever the cases we discussed, you understood, right? So we have to take care of that people part, and then the technology comes. बाल्मीक जी, what I'll do, मैं आपको मोबाइल सेफ्टी कोड्स भेज दूंगी, आप अपने फोन पे चेक कर लीजिएगा, लेकिन don't worry, I mean, mobile safety codes is, if not giving any number, your mobile is safe. आपके बहुत सारे questions होंगे डायल करने के बाद. आपको कुछ नहीं करना है, अपने मोबाइल में जाके ना #* करके लिखना होता है नंबर, और उसको बस डायल कर देना होता है. फिर आपको पूरी प्रोफाइलिंग आ जाती है कि whether your number is or message or data being diverted or not. और कई बार ऐसा होगा, कुछ लोगों को कोई मोबाइल नंबर मिलेंगे, तो वो मोबाइल नंबर ऐसा भी होता है कि कस्टमर सर्विस के होते हैं. यदि कस्टमर सर्विस के होंगे तो आपको दोबारा मिलेंगे, यदि किसी और का होगा तो आपको दोबारा नहीं मिलेगा. और यदि कस्टमर सर्विस का भी है तो क्यों है आपके फोन में इंटीग्रेटेड, आपका डेटा मैसेज क्यों जा रहा है, तो इमीडिएटली आप कस्टमर सपोर्ट सर्विस पे कॉल कीजिए और बोलिए कि इट शुड बी डीएक्टिवेटेड, बिकॉज मेरा डेटा मैसेज कॉल आपके फोन पे नहीं जाना चाहिए. बिकॉज आज ये OTP और पिन का जमाना है, तो मेरा डेटा मैसेज कहीं और नहीं जाना चाहिए. इसीलिए मैंने वो नंबर आपको दिखाए थे, दैट यू शुड चेक योर मोबाइल सिस्टम, दैट्स फॉर द सेफ्टी. इसी तरीके से हम वाईफाई जब यूज करते हैं तो कुछ सेफ्टीज होते हैं जिनके थ्रू हम वाईफाई को भी चेक करते रहते हैं, क्योंकि वाईफाई से वल्नरेबिलिटी बहुत ज्यादा बढ़ गई है. आई नेवर डू एनी काइंड ऑफ अ फाइनेंशियल ट्रांजैक्शन और एनीथिंग फ्रॉम द वाईफाई. So that's the safety tips, do's and don'ts. It's different session. Cloud security is a part of this, vulnerability with this, right? Do's and don'ts. I'm sure a well-structured program has been designed for you all. So there will be a session on do's and don'ts. There will be a session on mobile safety. There will be a session on network security. There will be a session on so many other aspects also. And it will be well taken care in this FDP program. So thank you all. I really enjoyed the session with you all, and I look forward. My name is Dr. Surabhi Pandey. I am from Indian Institute of Public Administration and closely associated with the Ministry of Home Affairs in the cyber work. We work with I4C. I have recently completed one study for Ministry of Home Affairs, that is for the evaluation of Indian Cyber Security Coordination Center Division, and extensively involved in the cyber session of the senior bureaucrats and the civil servants. That is my main profile. And we combine data analytics with cyber safety these days, because with the data analytics, you get the predictability of what kind of a threats, and then you anticipate those threats and try to answer those things well in time. So we have combined data analytics with the cyber threats also. Thank you all, and Jai Hind.